4 wickets from Prasanna leave Northants in the driving seat. The Division 2 clash was still in the balance at Chesterfield heading into Day 3. Alex Wakely's 106 had provided Northamptonshire with a spark on Day 2, but Matt Critchley and Tony Palladino were able to claim 4 wickets apiece, leading to Derbyshire starting the morning with a lead of 118 runs. Madsen picked up where he left off on Day 2, as the morning session saw him finding the boundary and building the hosts' lead. Hosin and Madsen had no trouble in the early session and quickly brought up their 50 partnership. Northants finally broke the partnership as Prasanna beat Hosin all ends up to leave Derbyshire 209 for 5. Lunch at Chesterfield saw the hosts head in at 249 for 5 after a morning session without too many hiccups. Northants bowlers were left scratching their heads and wondering how they would remove the final 5 wickets and pull back the Derbyshire lead that already stood at 220. Madsen returned from the break in exactly the same shape as he'd ended the morning and eventually brought up his 28th first-class century. Madsen's spell in the heat finally came to an end at the hands of a Sanderson delivery and Levy catch. He trudged off, having made 116 from 182 and leaving his side 291 for 6. With Madsen gone, it was Critchley tasked with taking the lead and building with new partner Wilson. The wicketkeeper didn't stay alongside Critchley for long as he was bowled by Buck and departed with Derbyshire 310 for 7. Critchley paid no attention to the wickets falling around him and brought up his half-century off 82 balls, including 6 boundaries. Shortly after reaching his milestone, Critchley was run out by Prasanna in bizarre fashion with Derbyshire 316 for 8. 2 balls later, and Palladino was removed for a golden duck, caught behind by Vasconcelos off a Hutton delivery, the hosts with 320 on the board and 1 wicket left to play with. The final wicket to fall was that of Vilhune, who having made 23 sent a Prasanna delivery to duck it. The umpires called for tea, with Northants set a target of 314 to win and 4 sessions ahead to complete that task. Duckett had his foot on the gas after the break, taking the more aggressive approach with Proctor for company. Having raced to 16, Duckett would have been disappointed to fall victim to an LBW call at the hands of debutant Wheeldon, the visitors 29 for 1. Derbyshire claimed a second wicket not long after as Vasconcelos sent a Cadry delivery into the air and watched on as Madsen made the catch. With wickets falling around him, Proctor took his time to nick the occasional boundary and creep towards a half-century. Proctor brought up his 50 with a single off Critchley, reaching the milestone from 87 deliveries. Critchley was the man to end Proctor's innings. He departed having made 68 from 101 with Northants 123 for 3. Northants skipper Wakely, along with Levy, went about piling on boundaries as Day 3 drew to a close. Stumps arrived at Chesterfield with the visitors 174 for 3 and Levy 2 away from a half-century. With a deficit of 140 runs, Derbyshire would need their bowlers to make a fast start on the final day to stop a Northants victory.